the power of being unseen. One of the deepest reasons many people hide their true selves is not because they have nothing meaningful to share, but because they fear what happens after they do. It takes courage to express yourself authentically, to speak your truth, to share your ideas, to reveal your creativity, to offer your kindness, to show your heart without disguising it. But for many people, the greatest fear is not being judged when they are seen. It is feeling invisible after they have made themselves visible. There is a unique pain in expressing something genuine and being met with silence. You share an idea and no one responds. You open your heart and someone changes the subject. You offer a gift, a talent, a vision, and it goes unnoticed. That kind of moment can feel deeply personal, and many people quietly interpret it as rejection. They begin to think, maybe what I said wasn't valuable. Maybe I'm too much. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I should keep this part of me hidden. And that is where many people start abandoning themselves. They do not stop expressing because they lack authenticity. They stop expressing because they have attached their worth to being acknowledged. But true inner power begins when you stop making recognition the measure of your value. Because authentic expression was never meant to be dependent on applause. Sometimes people do not acknowledge your gifts because they do not understand them yet. Sometimes they are distracted. Sometimes they are too wounded to recognize beauty. Sometimes the room you are in simply lacks the capacity to receive what you carry. A seed is not flawed because it was planted in poor soil. It may simply be in the wrong environment. This is where the real superpower emerges. To express yourself fully. To offer your truth sincerely. To share your gifts openly. And if they are not immediately recognized, not collapse, not shut down, not assume inadequacy, but remain rooted. That is emotional maturity. That is confidence. That is resilience. That is power. For example, imagine an artist who shares their work online and receives little response. One person may interpret the silence as proof they are untalented and stop creating. Another continues creating because they know their gift does not lose value simply because it was overlooked. Years later, that persistence may become mastery. The difference was not talent. It was the ability to stay expressed without external validation. Or think of someone in a relationship who communicates their needs honestly, only to have those needs dismissed. One response is, I shouldn't have spoken up. My needs must be wrong. A healthier response is, my needs are valid, even if this person does not know how to honor them. That changes everything. The first response produces self-abandonment. The second preserves self-respect. Even in leadership, this matters. Many great thinkers, innovators, and visionaries were ignored before they were understood. If they had mistaken delayed recognition for personal inadequacy, their gifts might never have reached the world. Your authenticity will not always be immediately celebrated. And that is normal. Not every audience is your audience. Not every person can recognize what you carry. Not every season produces visible affirmation. But none of that diminishes the value of what is real in you. The superpower is not merely being authentic when it is rewarded. It is staying authentic even when it is not. It is allowing yourself to be seen without demanding universal validation. It is tolerating being misunderstood without shrinking. It is surviving moments of being unseen without making them mean you are insignificant. Because the strongest people are not those who express themselves only when applause is guaranteed. They are the ones who keep showing up as themselves, even in silence. And often, that variability becomes the foundation of greatness. Because when your self-worth no longer rises and falls with recognition, your gifts become fearless. And fearless gifts have a way of eventually being seen.